This is the Variety Show 2024. I live in Illinois, and the radical Chicago mayor, Brandon Johnson, has sessions every week where he will stand, at City Hall, and all the residents of Chicago can vent, they can tell him all their issues, whatever the issues they have with how he's running the city. And it's really surprising that I saw this session with Mayor Johnson in Chicago, and a lot of mostly Black African Americans that live in Chicago were screaming at him, swearing at him over the migrant crisis, over property taxes, over crime, calling him the worst mayor in America, and vowing that after he's been in office a year and a half, more than that, that he will not uh, be mayor more than one term. He's finished. That there's no way they will reelect him, and just screaming at Mayor Johnson. But the funny thing about a lot of mostly blacks, but others as well, that were yelling at the mayor of Chicago was that they were dressed in Trump Maga T-shirts and caps. They had their red Maga caps. They had pictures of Trump on their shirts. So these traditionally Black Democrats in Chicago, they have become MAGA, and now it sounds like there hasn't been a Republican mayor in the city of Chicago for probably over 100 years. It's never happened in our lifetime, and so there's a real possibility that in a few years that Mayor Johnson will be replaced by um, a pro-Trump MAGA Republican mayor will run Chicago in a few years from now. It really could happen if we still have a world by that time. And it's just amazing to watch. Not only are they screaming at Mayor Johnson in Chicago, but all these blacks have Trump MAGA clothes on. It's just incredible to see how far-reaching Donald Trump's victory is on every level. It's even on the city level, in a city like Chicago, the Trump MAGA movement is hitting that. One of them even had a shirt on say, "Turn Chicago Red," and they were saying, how did Mayor Johnson and other Democrat mayors, how did they trick us? How did they bamboozle us into electing the last three mayors have been terrible Democrats? And because if you don't know Chicago is what they call Democrat machine politics. It's been run by Democrats forever. They call it Democrat machine politics, going back to the Dailies, which all started in the 60s with the Dailies. If you don't know Chicago politics, it's machine politics. It's Democrat run city, and it's a sanctuary city as well. So they are just totally fed up with the worst mayor, most radical mayor in the whole country, Brandon Johnson of Chicago. And a real possibility, just amazing to watch how far-reaching Donald Trump's victory is, even talk of turning Chicago red. This is the Variety Show 2024.